Okay, this is take number 2. Note to self, turn off messaging apps before filming a video. In any case, hello from Berlin. Here it is Friday evening and it is end of the week. And although a startup never really ends and there's plenty of work to do this weekend, I'm going to try something new, which is called the weekly wrap-up. And the idea of the weekly wrap-up is that when I looked back at my previous video, I realized I think there's a lot of great insights in there, but it's pretty dense, and I didn't actually give you anything about how I'm feeling and how things are going. So I'm going to try on Fridays as frequently as possible to just give kind of a quick breakdown as to how things went and also ask some questions. So stay tuned to the end because I want your advice. Okay, so this week, solid, I would say 7 out of 10 in total. I think that personally I accomplished a lot of good work because it was important to me to try and get this social media channels running and have a place to put videos, etc., learn how Instagram TV and YouTube, etc., all work. So I did a really good job of that, I think, but at the same time, I think I got a little too sucked into the social media black hole, which is ironic considering it's 8 p.m. and I'm filming a video for social media, but in any case, I really think I'm going to have to focus on trying to find the balance between those two worlds in the future. But I really appreciate the comments and feedback because it's really helpful. So in terms of the startup itself, it was quite a good week. We accomplished a lot, especially in terms of narrowing down on some of the technical issues that we were having. And if I take it back a step, my original strategy with the startup had been to bootstrap and take money that I had saved and invest it over time because I really do believe in the overall strategy of the company. But then when I started getting into doing my competitive analysis and looking at the market out there, I realized the bar is set so much higher than it used to be in terms of having a product that you can enter into the market with and that you can actually compete. And so I decided that my new strategy would bootstrap myself to really showing the technical feasibility of this product because we are definitely pushing the boundaries of what your phone on its own without any extra stuff can do just in your pocket, and be able to show investors and ideally partners, people that are in the retail and fitness space actually, what is possible so that they could then partner with us to help grow it over time. And I'll get to that in the future, talking about investors versus partners and my perspectives. So with that new strategy, really this week has been quite amazing because the core nugget of all of the logic that we need to work through has truly been solved, or it feels like it's truly been solved with a few performance issues in the mix of that. So that's really great. The biggest thing I'm actually struggling with right now, and this is where the question comes to you, is I'm having a hard time balancing how much I dig into a problem as being the CEO in this circumstance and having a team of developers and others that I can rely upon. So how much I dig into the root problem of UX issues or of technical issues, etc., versus delegating it. Because I come from a bit of a world of consulting where working with bigger companies, there's a tendency to put delegation directly next to prioritization. And if you're not delegating as part of your prioritization effort, then you're missing something, especially as you become more senior over time. Versus in a startup, it feels very different to me than that because, especially in the super early days, which is where I am right now, I think that there's a necessity for the person that has the idea and the vision and the strategy to get into those details because it's what sets it apart in the future. So I think for me, a big challenge here that I'm going to have is trying to find that balance between those two worlds, not step on toes of people that I work with, and at the same time, find that balance of how much do I have to be directly involved in something until the fire starts to burn on its own, and then I can step away and focus on the next fire that needs to be tended to, so to speak. So in any case, I would really appreciate your thoughts on it. If you are somebody that's worked in the startup space, if you have experience with this, if you've launched a company or doing the same thing right now, I would really appreciate your help in trying to, in what strategies have worked for you in the past. Stay tuned next week for a Medium article about a more in-depth topic, YouTube and IGTV video, talking about that a little bit more, and then hopefully another weekly wrap-up. Thanks very much. I hope you enjoyed that video. Please, please, please subscribe, give us some comments and feedback, and share this if you know anybody that can either benefit from it or maybe provide some help on the questions that I've put out there. And we'll see you again next week.